We are ready for this. What a beautiful day. I know it's a little cold, but we're going to be all right today because we're honoring a special man today. You ready to do this? All right. I want to welcome you to this historical day in the District of Columbia. I am so proud and honored to be with you today as we celebrate, dedicate, and unveil the Marion Barry statue. Can't wait for you to see it. We are here in front of the district's City Hall, right near the corner where Marion Barry traversed in and out of this building while doing his work for all of you during his many years of public service. I want to thank the Eastern High School Marching Band who provided entertainment this morning. Give them a round of applause.
Good morning, Washington, D.C. Welcome to Pennsylvania Avenue and the steps of the John A. Wilson Building, where today we will honor the Mayor for Life, Marion Barry, Jr. Let us remember what Marion Barry meant to all of us. I said a couple of years ago that sometime after Martin Luther King had a dream and before President Barack Obama gave us hope, it was Marion Barry that brought opportunity to Washington, D.C. During Barry's first campaign in 1978, he told folks, "I will never forget who made me, and I will never forget who I am or where I came from." And we stand here today to tell him, we will never forget you either. I want to thank Cora Masters Barry for sharing Marion Barry with us and for preserving his legacy. I want to thank Chairman Phil Mendelson and all the members of the D.C. Council. Please give them a round of applause.
Producer of the Rock Newman Show and the host of the Rock Newman Show. Can you guess his name? There you go, Rock Newman.
Thank you, Donnie. Marion Barry was shot with a real gun with real bullets in this building right here at close range. And you know what he did? He got up and he kept on serving. There's a question that you hear bandied about. What is this love for Marion Barry? Why do they love him so? It starts with his unmistakable, quintessential commitment to service of those who are voiceless, hopeless sometimes, and helpless. And it is something that through a history of his commitment of service that the people whom he served will never ever let anyone forget what a great man and a great servant and a great leader he was. He was an example not just for those in this community, but I want to just quickly share this. There was a conference in New Orleans, Louisiana, and there was the question on the table, how do we help improve the lives of the dispossessed, especially in the black community? And during that conference, Reverend Jesse Jackson, our friend, spoke up and talked about how now it could be construed that we were winning. We were winning because there were more people. There were more black mayors. There were more black city councilmen. There were more black congressmen. There were more blacks in elected office than any time before. And another of our friends stood up, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He said, well, let me position this, that if we have more mayors and we have more congresspeople and we have more city council people, but our heads are not connected to the body of the people, then we're not winning as much. Marion Barry, as a leader of this city, as a person who led the Council of Mayors, who went all over this country trying to lift up the dispossessed, is someone who was always committed to making sure that those at the top stayed connected and helped serve those at the bottom. More importantly, he promulgated policies. He didn't just talk the talk, he walked the walk. He promulgated policies that made sure that those who didn't have could have, who made sure that those who had a desire to lift themselves up had an opportunity to do so. And he did it in spite of some of the greatest opposition you have ever seen in the political process in your life. Lastly, he took a fall. They said he was the most politically dead politician in the history of America. He went away, and like he did when he got shot at the district building, he got back up. He came back to serve some more. He ran for city council in Ward 8. He won by the greatest electoral victory in the history of Washington, D.C. He became city council. They said, well, that certainly is to the extent nobody that went away and felt like he did could get back up any further than that. And you know what he did? Like he did over here when he got shot, he got up again. And he said, man, we're going to run for the mayor. I, Marion Barry, will look to be the example for all of those who have fallen down, that they can get back up and they can become better than they've ever been before. And I remember going to the convention center, and I remember standing and looking at that giant when he started off his victory speech that said, "Amazing grace, how sweet the sound, saved a wretch like me." Thank you very much. Barry, Barry, Barry.
All right, Rock Newman. That's the fire, right? All right. Holmes Norton.
Thank you, D.C. Free D.C. Today's dedication to a statue of Mayor Marion Barry marks a rare tribute to a politician who made many in our city love him, not merely vote for him. Opinions about Marion Barry will always vary, but no one can doubt the deep and loving affection of many Washingtonians for Marion. Those who loved Marion took criticism of him personally.
Program yesterday, my radio show, she got real loose. She's just like her husband, man, just straight up, no chaser. Y'all put your hands together and welcome Cora Masters Barry.
People, you all look so good in your berry green. But I gotta give a special shout out. The great Ward 8 is in the house. Wind me up, Ward 8! Wind me up! You know, they came to me and they brought me all of these signs and all of Marion's sayings, and I told them I'd say them. Wind me up, Ward 8! It's a great day to be in Ward 8. And if you know better, better, you can do better. Thank you for all the love you've shown Marion and I down through the years in our wonderful Ward 8. As I look over the crowd and see all these wonderful people here, it makes my heart sing. This is a wonderful day that God has made, and we are here to actually witness a miracle of God. If anyone doubts that this is a miracle, you need to think about it. The Bible says, for promotion comes not from the east or the west, but it is God alone who puts us where we are. We are on Pennsylvania Avenue, America's Main Street. We are unveiling the statue of Marion Barry, one of only 4 African Americans standing in this city. We are here, and it took less than 5 years. Only divine direction could have allowed this to happen. Thank you for being here to experience this miracle with me. I would like now to take a few moments to acknowledge the presence of the Barry Masters family, whose love and support has anchored me. Many of them are here today, but I would especially like to acknowledge my daughter, Lelania Abner Masters, who spent all night in the airport till she got the last flight coming to Washington, D.C. I love you for that. It's heavy as I think about my beloved Marion Christopher Barry, a sweet prince, a dynamic young man. Christopher was so full of life and potential, and he left us too soon. It brings me sorrow that he is not standing right here beside me, celebrating this day that he and I so look forward to. But I know he is here in spirit. He's cheering us on as we honor his father. Some of Christopher's friends have come here to pay homage to him and to his father. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you so much for never forgetting Christopher. Marion Barry was a strong, brilliant, brave, courageous, and free black man. Y'all think on what that means, okay? Among the attributes that I most respected and admired about Marion was his courage and his tenacity. My dear friend Maya Angelou said that courage is the most important of all the virtues, because without courage, we cannot practice any of the other ones consistently. Marion demonstrated courage every day of his life. He was fearless, but also tenacious. Marion was unstoppable. Nothing stood in his way. When he got knocked down, what did he do? As the young folks say, he got all the way back up. When controversy tried to marginalize his work, he did what? He got all the way back up. And when folks counted him down and out, he did what? He got all the way back up. The statue pays respect to his resilience, to his ability to keep going, to keep fighting, and to keep serving. Marion fought for the least, the last, and the left behind. He was a champion for the elders, young entrepreneurs, black, white, the poor, homeless, Latinos, LGBTQ. He was a champion for all. And despite his troubles, despite his difficulties, the underpinning of his total life was that Marion always served the people. Marion loved you, he loved you, he loved you like you love him. For every young, new, and next leader of color around this nation, let this statue be a source of strength and encouragement to never stop, never quit, to keep going, be who you are, and let nothing stop you. And when you are knocked down, as you inevitably will be in life, what you're supposed to do, get all the way back up. Thanks for showing up today, for showing your love today, and wearing that berry green, his campaign color. For Marion, green stood for life and for growth. And as life goes on, and this city continues to flourish and grow right now under another MB. Another MB, y'all ready? Bowser, 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 Bowser. Let's keep the legacy alive. Marion didn't want to be forgotten. He told me that. And I want to say to you, Marion, You will never be forgotten. Thank you, Mayor Bowser, for honoring that. And let me speak directly about that statue. This wonderful, extraordinary work of art. I can tell you one thing for sure. The artist, Stephen Weissman, who you will get the chance to meet, give him some love. Who you'll get a chance to meet, did a wonderful job of creating a work that we will be proud of for eternity.
Are you ready? All right. Man, this is so special. First of all, I want to thank the DC Commission on the Arts and Humanities for bringing this project to fruition. I want to thank all our great speakers today, and all the performers too. And I want to thank our audience. Thank all of you for being here today. You brought so much love to this event, and and we knew you would. Love you too, brother. You know that. I'm just reminded of one of my favorite quotes ever. It is by Dr. Cornel West, and it applies to Mayor Barry to me. And he said, "You can't lead the people if you don't first love the people." And Mayor Barry loved the people, and that's why y'all love him, right? You give it back. It's reciprocal. So I want to thank you again for bringing such an incredible crowd. We need some people to stay in place for a few minutes if you can while we get all the speakers over for the unveiling. It'll only take a minute or so. You cold, Pam? My wife's sitting over here on the side. She's cute, but she's cold. Okay. I'm telling you, it's really special. Man, I ain't gonna never forget where I came from, brother. I ain't gonna try to go back there either. Hey, what's up, bro? How you doing? Hey.
family, the Flukas family, John Flukas, may his soul rest in peace, said to me, we need to open your eyes. You need to really see what Marion Barry has done for this city. You need to understand that nothing gets done in this city that doesn't include black folks, because Marion Barry, okay? When I start meeting people who were doctors, lawyers, entrepreneurs, accountants, all who had started off as kids with Marion Barry.
Cable TV owner.
Bob Johnson, okay? Absolutely, no question about it. Marion Barry was so pro-black. I have a friend who says Marion Barry was black, okay? He was committed to his people and his community. And so now I say that I wish Marion Barry had a run for president instead of mayor, because there wouldn't have been any police brutality, okay? No, you will not be killing my people like this. Marion Barry was so instrumental in the development of black culture, history, and legacy, that I just pray that his story gets immortalized in that museum. Our new museum is wonderful, but it doesn't have enough Marion Barry in it for me. Cora Barry makes me feel so good, because she said, I gave him his flowers while he still was alive. She said that Marion Barry Day that we did, just a month before he died, was his. She said he cried all day long, that he cried the whole month before he died, because he was so thrilled that people from around the world called in to tell him, thank you for what you've done for black people.
Mayor for life, Marion S. Barry.
A phenomenal, phenomenal human being. Marion Barry, hopefully, as time continues to wear on, will be remembered for the things that he did. I mean, there's so many people who across this city that you meet will say, I got my first job from Marion Barry. You know, because he created the Summer Youth Employment Program. You know, and I was proud to be able to continue it as those before me did, and hopefully everybody after, you know, me will do the same thing. Frankly, there are so many people who have professional careers because Marion opened the door to African Americans in the District of Columbia who might otherwise not have had those chances. You know, those things are taken for granted at this point. But when you think about when he came along, you know, he was on the first council, I guess it was, of the District of Columbia. He was the second elected mayor, and some of those vestiges of the past were still very much there.
Oh, it was Southern. It was
absolutely.
This was the old Southern boy,
absolutely
Southern run city.
That's right.
Yeah, and here's this guy coming in with the big afro and the dashiki.
That's right. But you know, he obviously was one of the leaders in the civil rights movement, and he brought that commitment, you know, effort to the District of Columbia in his political leadership. You know, if you go back, of course, you know that Marion was the guy who started Pride. He and Catfish Mayfield started Pride and created jobs for young people. And then, as brilliant as Marion was, a lot of people don't realize that Marion, if he had done his dissertation, he would have a PhD in chemistry. He's brilliant.
I had the great opportunity of growing up in Washington, D.C., and frankly, the mayor of the city believed in me and gave me my chance. And I think that is a big part of it, but anything's possible if you prepare yourself and you are willing to dream big. No matter where you are born, where you grow up, if you grow up in Ward 8 or in Congress Heights, struggling in public housing, it's going to be hard, but you can get there. And that would be what I would want people to understand, is there's no limitation. But we got to have people and a system that believe in our young people and feel compelled to give them an opportunity. So there would be no way, say, that any other mayor coming up at this time could be as transformational as he was, because like that, he just decided Bob Johnson, who's a good friend, would not be as wealthy and successful as he is today if it wasn't for Marion Barry, because it was Marion Barry who awarded him the cable television franchise for the District of Columbia that gave him the money and the resources to build BET. No mayor could do that today.